Hello warriors, welcome to the U movement. I am B, and I wanted to hop on and do a short little video about, well, we'll see if it's short. It always ends up how it ends up. I don't often script these things, and things just flow, and oftentimes I'm getting as much information that's new to me that's channeled through and then when I watch back I'm like, oh, that's really good advice, maybe I should listen to that. But I wanted to talk a little bit about what success is on a healing journey, on a healing quest, because it's not the way it's often depicted. You know, if you're watching inspirational movies, there's always this like highlight of a moment where you cross the finish line and the crowd is cheering and and yes, there are big, huge moments like that in life, but on the healing journey, there are many little mini moments that need to be recognized and celebrated as well. Because when you're in a chronic condition for an extended period of time, whether that be a physical condition, an emotional condition, a mental situation, you are stuck in an energy for such a long period of time that you don't know what it would be like. You have this kind of like visualization of, if you're depressed, what would joy feel like? Or if you are in chronic pain and have some sort of malady that is preventing you from doing something, what would my life look like? And so you get into this dreamy place that you don't realize that success actually creeps up at you. So when I started this, the Unfuckening Movement, my focus was to get my health into some semblance of health, because I was in very ill health. I had many health conditions that affected me physically, emotionally, mentally. It was bad. It was very, very bad. And you know, there's these little mini moments of realization that comes and drops down. That first time you bend over into that basement cabinet or bottom cabinet and you don't go, or there's that time where you say a sentence and you realize just then, hey, wait a second, I remembered that was called a table, and I didn't like stumble or like struggle to think of that word because I was suffering from severe memory loss. And the first time that you're like, oh wow, I have no memory loss, I remember words, they're coming to me faster. Or the first time that you breathe and you're like, hey, wait a second, my sinuses are clear. That's amazing. Wow, that's fantastic. Or the first time you walk upstairs and you don't need to hold the handrail to pull yourself up. There's all kinds of these mini moments that come to you that others wouldn't really pay much attention to you, but you recognize as like, wow, this is different. And with everything that I had to change and do along my healing path to heal my life, there have been those mini moments. For example, when I gave up sugar and went in an exceptionally low carb diet, and then further gave up dairy and gluten, for a long period of time I was going through what is known as die-off. And if you're looking to lose weight, or you have a lot of health conditions that you're like, where are these health conditions originating from? The brain-gut barrier, I've done a good few videos of that on the body playlist. And I went through a lot of die-off experiences. And then when it started to right itself, I had this moment of clarity of like, hey, wait a second, my mind is way clearer than it's been in years. You know, like you wake up to this new level of like non-fogginess, because I had a lot of like brain fog. And if you're in a narcissistic relationship, be aware that as Dr. Romani puts it, this is a chronic condition that causes a lot of physical health, and she ranks it as the #1 health crisis right now in the world is people will go to the doctor with a laundry list of issues. I've got this, I've got that. And the doctor, of course, looks at the physical body or, sends you to a counselor, but never once are you addressing the situation of, what's happening at home. Because if you're in a constant environment where you're being gaslit and lied to and manipulated and reactionary abuse and the chaos that's constantly there. So your nervous system is firing all the time. You get into what's known as a dorsal vagal shutdown eventually, where your body and your mind and everything just kind of gives out. And it takes a long time to reclimb the ladder, as they describe it, from that dorsal vagal shutdown or burnout in through your healing, and then climb the ladder even more until you finally get into a parasympathetic nervous state, where your nervous system begins to actually digest and rest. And when you get into that state, understand you fluctuate in and out of it for a little bit. It takes a lot of work to actually calm the nervous system, and you'll get to a place where you're like, wow, I went an entire night without nightmares, or wow, I actually feel relaxed in this moment. And so it's an amazing sensation to hit these little mini breakthroughs of awareness of how far you've come. And whether it's on the physical, the emotional, or the mental, celebrate those, because you don't know until you get there how good it will feel. And when you start feeling good after feeling chronically ill for an extended period of time, or chronically depressed, or chronically, when it's chronic, that's all you know. And so it's like a fantasy to even think of anything other than being depressed, or anything other than being in chronic pain, or anything other than being confused and unsure. So be aware that the healing journey is less like the chariots of fire and a happy ending where you're breaking through a finishing line, and it's more these mini breakthroughs of whoa, this is what it feels like to be able to bend over and not hurt your back. This is what it feels like to remember. This is what it feels like to be calm. It's celebrate the little mini things and trust me, if you're fighting any particular thing that you need to let go of, once you let go of it and you get through those initial stages of withdrawal, depending on what it is, and the initial stages of detoxification, there comes a new place where you're like, what is this? What is this I'm feeling? Who is this that I am? What is happening? And it's a little bit of a confusion because you've been in such a chronically stressed state for such a long period of time. This holds especially true for anybody who's suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder or complex post-traumatic stress disorder. Understand the healing journey is a little bit of an ups and downs and ups and downs and ups and downs. But when you start to get those ups, each up gets a little bit higher than the last up. It's like the further you excavate and you dig into the shadow, the further up you can get. Just like a tree. A tree needs to embed itself deep into and root itself deep into the earth for it to be able to raise itself to the highest of high places. So the more healing work that you do, the deeper that you get yourself into a place of health, wellness, alignment, balance, restoration, relaxation, all of these beautiful energies. Understand that it becomes more and more of a, what is happening? This is like, so today I've been doing a lot of healing work, and I'm feeling an exceptional amount of just peace at the present moment. And I get these little like moments of them, and I was like, wow, that feels good. Oh, that feels good. So celebrate your little moments, your little successes, your little realizations of, hey, I've healed this. I'm breathing better. I'm sleeping better. I'm whatever better. You know, I'm eating better, and now look as a result of what I can do for it. If you need help letting go of any of the toxic behaviors on this path, you know, I had to let go of a lot of things, and so I understand what the challenges that you might face along them, and I can let you know that it feels pretty nice when you get to the other end of it, because for me to escape from the situation that I was in, I knew first and foremost I had to get my health back on track, because it seemed like a very slippery slope into a quick death that was waiting for me. And so doing anything and everything to get my health organized on the physical influenced the emotional, which influenced the mental. And so I had no idea where I would end up or what challenges I would face along the path. But I do now. It's been many years since I started down this path. In 2019 is when I got the wake-up call to save myself, because I looked around at my life and I knew it was not good. It was really not good. So I started with diet, exercise, getting my body into physical alignment, doing the aligned walking, quitting alcohol, quitting smoking, quitting pot, quitting the pharmaceuticals that I was on, quitting caffeine, quitting negative self-talk, quitting toxic relationships, learning boundaries, learning how to navigate as a whole new person, learning to feel my feelings that had been previously completely and utterly repressed to me, and the clarity that eventually comes through this process. And sure, yes, there's moments where you're deep diving into confusion again, but each time, as I said, the clarity that comes is so worth it. So no matter where you are on your healing path, no matter what it is that you're trying to let go of so that you can ascend into your highest and greatest good, know that after the initial challenges and after the detoxification process, there comes clarity, there comes ahas, there comes peace. And so just keep moving forward, one step at a time, one day at a time, one breath at a time sometimes, because it's so incredibly worth it when you have those mini moments of wow, yeah, I did that, and you can do it. I know you can. If I can do it, you can do it. If you need help doing it, and you want to set up a one-on-one Zoom call with me to discuss anything that you're currently challenged with, the way to do that is in the description below. Thank you very much for all of the likes, the shares, and the comments. I greatly appreciate those. Celebrate your successes, all of the mini ones along this path, and peace out.